Rob Blue's deck is pretty much a stock standard Bant Company list. 4 Dust Recruiter, 4 Sylvan Advocate, 4 Reflect Mage, 4 Spell Queller, 4 Tireless Tracker, 2 Selfless Spirit, 2 Nissa Vice Seer, 2 Avacyn Archangel, 4 Dromoka's Command, 4 Collected Company, and 1 Temio.
Yeah, Daniel's a pretty stock standard green-black Delerium list. He's got 3 green players. A little bit, sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. He's liking them today, so I've heard. 3 Liliana of the Last Hope. It's a big threat through him. Just the 1 Emrakul, but he has 1 Den Protector as well to get it back. Also works really well with Liliana. Okay, so play is underway. They've jumped right into it. So Sylvan Advocate there for Daniel. Rob started with 2 tap lands. Transgress is going to come down, so we get a good look at Rob's hand. Dromoka's Command, Duskwatch Recruiter. He's going to take the company. Rob's got a backup one, of course he does. Also a Spell Queller, Dromoka's Command, and there's the Duskwatch Recruiter I mentioned, and Sylvan Advocate. Prairie Stream will be his 3rd land, it looks like, so another tap land for Rob. Bit of a slow start. He's on the draw, not really what he wants. Plays the Prairie Stream, plays the Sylvan Advocate, that's going to stop the damage. Snap block. Tireless Tracker, plays a land, gets a clue.
Okay, so Daniel draws and finds a land. That was a...
Yavimaya Coast?
Yeah, that is a Yavimaya Coast.
Yeah, so
he should play that out. Yep, there it goes. And attacks him with that Sylvan Advocate. Rob will block straight away.
So Rob's going to play Dromoka's Command. Give his...
Oh, that's Rob on the left.
Yeah, it's Rob on the left.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's it. So Dromoka's Command, going to give a counter and fight the Tireless Tracker, and the damage happens, and the Sylvan Advocate that was blocking the other Sylvan Advocate. Players are just playing with the playmats.
Just fixing up their scoreboard and play area.
Yeah, back to play. Taps 2 mana for the Duskwatch Recruiter. Yeah, just making sure everything's in place so you guys can see it at home.
Okay, so
That's all fixed.
4 minutes, tap there and passes over. Daniel draws a turn. Another forest in hand, I think that was.
Yeah, Forest, I also think I saw an Ishkana. So that's quite good, but you can't really see his graveyard. So he shouldn't have Delirium right now. I think it's just a Sylvan Advocate and the Tireless Tracker in there.
So he'll have a think about those plays.
He also has to transgress the mind in the graveyard. Yeah, thank you, Rob. There we go. Players just helping us out there. We're very experienced in the feature match area, especially Rob. Usually makes the top 8 of most pop-ups he shows up to, so he's used to a bit of camera time. Grim Flare comes down, so he's just a 2-2 at the moment. Daniel's hoping to build him a bit larger later on in the game.
Swampert turn comes down and we'll pass over to Rob. Well, I'm tap and draw, and that is a... What was that? He's taking with the creature on the board there. I'll block, trade those over. So no growing bigger for that Grim Flare. But he'll crack the clue and draw for turn.
Rob passing. Both players know he has Collected Company. Highly, 99% certainty he's going to play that on the end step. See what he hits. He also has Spell Queller up as well, just in case something dangerous comes down.
So Sylvan Advocate comes down for turn.
Rob's draw last turn was another Collected Company, so he has 2 in hand.
And one in the graveyard?
Yeah, 1 is in exile from Transgress the Mind.
Oh, in exile, right, of course.
So mana waste there for Daniel.
He'll pass the turn. There comes that Collected Company, as Ben said. Is that a spell caller?
Reflector Mage,
Reflector
Anissa,
Mage.
Tireless Tracker, and Duskwatch Recruiter. Plenty of options here. It's going to be that Reflector Mage plus something else. Looks like Vastwood Seer gets him another land.
Which he does need. He's fallen behind a little bit on the land count.
He's gone with Tireless Tracker. So Reflector Mage comes down. That's going to bounce the Sylvan Advocate back to Daniel's hand. Another Duskwatch Recruiter off the top. Swinging for 5. Daniel down to 15. Now Rob can just pass turn, hold up that second Collected Company, and the Spell Caller.
It's absolutely great plays here by Rob.
Yeah, I mean, this is why the deck is one of the top decks of the format. You can just play on your opponent's turn. You have multiple threats that will have flash. Yeah, Rob's pointing out you can't play with that, but he's incorrect. So he did end of turn. Rob untapped and played his turn, so that Sylvan Advocate will come down. Rob's considering the Spell Queller, as that Sylvan Advocate is a 4/5 now. He's going to go Collected Company, so he might hit a Spell Queller off that.
Another Collected Company in that group there.
With like 2 Tireless Trackers. Oh no, it was a Tracker and a Sylvan Advocate. So no Spell Queller, so that Sylvan Advocate's going to resolve, but Rob's got quite the board at the moment. Traverse the Ulmor, that's going to go find a land, as Delerium is not active. Still only got the 2 types in the yard, got a sorcery and a creature.
He finds himself that swamp. We'll see what play he makes for the turn.
And he's got 4 Grasp of Darkness in his deck, so hopefully he's got some sort of spot removal here. Plays that swamp. Liliana, that's the morph. So only 1 in the deck. Safe to assume that's a Den Protector. If it's not, we've got some troubles. Rob untaps and draws a Reflector Mage right on time. Swing with everyone. Now that Sylvan Advocate's got Vigilance. I'll realise that in just a second.
So he doesn't notice that and it's still tapped down. We may try to send word out to the players then.
Yeah, I feel like this game might be over anyway. Daniel just hasn't hit any of his removal or Vessel of Nascencies to try and fill up his graveyard, so he's not living up to the Delerium part of his green-black Delerium type deck.
Counting up the damage there, wondering if he can survive another turn. I don't think he can on 5 life.
No, he's got Ishkana, which is a 3/5 blocker, but that's not going to make any tokens because he doesn't have Delirium, and he also has Emrakul, so yeah.
So he'll scoop them up.
Reveals your Den Protector, no warning for him. And now it looks like we're onto sideboards.
So while they shuffle up there, we'll have a look at the sideboards that we've got. So let's start with Daniel, Ben.
So it's got one caustic pillar, caterpillar. That's the destroy a target enchantment or artifact. One orbs of warding, one Kalitas, two languish, two duress, two dark petition, one seasons past, two transgress the mind, one infinite obliteration, one call the bloodline, and one dead weight. So probably going to bring in languish is going to help. Probably Kalitas, infinite obliteration possibly, and maybe the dead weight. Just a bit more removal, just to shore up the early game, so we can get to his late game stuff.
Sure. And over on Rob's sideboard, we've got 4 Gideon, Allied Zendikar, 2 Elder Deep Fiend, 1 Summary Dismissal, 3 Negate, 1 Tragic Arrogance, 3 Declaration in Stone, and 1 Thalia Heretic Cathar. So, what do we think we're bringing in here? I don't see a reason for the Summary Dismissal, but Gideon's probably definitely coming in just to keep pumping out those tokens.
Yeah, it's just a difficult card for Daniel to deal with. It's another threat that just has to be answered immediately.
Do we think he'd bring in the Declaration in Stone, or?
I'm not 100% sure. I think he might also bring in the Summary Dismissal, just as a catch-all for Emrakul, and also for Ishkana.
Right.
As you can exile those tokens.
Fair enough.
Depending on how aggressive Rob wants to go, you could also bring in the Elder Deep Fiends.
What does that do for him?
Just taps down blockers.
Just taps down the blockers?
Basically.
Sure.
Could also hold to Daniel's mana for a turn. Basically a time walk. So Daniel, I think he might take out these Grim Flayers. They're just not up to scratch against an army of 2/3s. The 2/2s are good if they become 4/4s later on. But I think Daniel just wants to control the board early as possible and then work into the late game with Ishkana and Emrakul.
So with Rob, I'm not sure what he's taking out here to bring those Gideons in if he decides to. We didn't get to see Tamio, so I'm actually not sure how this matchup works with Tamio. The Dromoka's commands are really good to fight off opposing creatures, and the Collective Companies are pretty well.
Yeah, he might trim on his Collective Company, might go down to 3 if he's bringing the 4. He will bring in the 4 Gideons. He might trim on Dromoka's command as well. Maybe
the Avacens.
Yeah, Avacyn a little bit slow, but I guess we'll just find out during the game.
Okay, so the players are shuffling up. We'll jump over and see whether they're ready to go.
Yeah, presenting. Now it looks like they're just gonna draw their opening 7. I've got a few lands there.
Reflect a Mage. Is that a Silver Navigant?
Yep, Selfless Spirit. These lands are Prairie Stream, Evolving Wilds, and a Plains. Daniel's a little bit harder to see, but both players start with Evolving Wilds.
So Daniel goes and gets that swamp.
Now he's looking for either a Sylvan Advocate here or a Transgress the Mind. And there's a Transgress the Mind. We'll get a good look at Rob's hand. The only target in his hand was the Reflector Mage. We see 2 Sylvan Advocates, Tireless Tracker, and a Selfless Spirit.
And he cracks that Evolving Wilds.
Gets his Forest.
While Daniel's making his decision. Okay, he untaps and he draws. Plays out that Plains there.
He drew a Nissa.
It was the Nissa? Okay.
Oh no, he drew the Duskwatch Recruit actually. He had a Nissa in hand before. It was not a Tireless Tracker. Yeah, third land for Daniel.
Ooh, and down comes that Liliana to tidy up a little bit.
Rob draws Collected Company off the top, so plays a Nissa, gets a forest, so next turn he can play that Collected Company.
So that Nissa will keep at least one or two of those creatures in check for a couple of turns, while Daniel tries to build up his board.
4 mana, there's a Tireless Tracker, just going to play land, get a clue. Liliana's going to tick up. Oh, you know, there's a play for 1 mana, probably a Vessel of Nascency. Oh, it's a dead weight. Oh, that's perfect. That's Liliana, tick up, target that Nissa. Pass back to Rob.
So great manoeuvring there by Daniel, being able to control the board a little bit, set himself up with some further draw.
Daniel's also down to 19. Players will fix that change soon. Rob passes, holding up mana for Collected Company. Daniel's got a Nissa of his own. A Sylvan Advocate. Rob's going to collect a company in response to try and hit a spell color. Tile Tracker, Reflector Mage, Avison, and a land. He's going to take the Tracker and the Reflector Mage.
Bounces that other creature, but then the creature on the stack is?
It was a Nissa last month.
Nissa, so that's going to resolve.
So it comes down, gets in the forest. Forest goes to hand, and he'll play it straight away. So he's got 2 mana up. Use that to crack a clue.
Yeah, you may want to do that at the end of next turn.
Yeah. And no, he's going to play that with
Sylvan Advocate. And Nissa ticks up.
Targeting the Tireless Tracker. Rob on taps. So he has Selfless Spirit and Sylvan Advocate, and he's drawn a Evolving Wilds Return. So that's going to give him 2 clues for his Tireless Tracker. Rob's just thinking out what to do. He has the option to play the Sylvan Advocate and the Selfless Spirit. That taps him out. The Selfless Spirit can help protect him from some removal, or he could just play both Sylvan Advocates. Just sack that land, still think about his turn while he's fetching. Gets another clue for Tireless Tracker.
Picks up that island, fixes up his mana. He can now cast pretty much anything in his deck. He's got double of all the colours.
Tracker's coming in for 1 at the moment, but Rob can sack 2 clues to pump it a +1/+1 for each clue sacrificed. Double block by Daniel. Once it off the board. So this forces Rob to actually spend the mana to sacrifice his clues to kill a creature.
Or just let his creature die, I guess. It looks like he's contemplating cracking. Yep, so there goes 1. We'll draw a card, and the Tireless Tracker will go up by 1.
So at the moment it's going to trade with that Nissa. Yeah, and that's what happens. Those creatures die. Now he's just going to play a Sylvan Advocate, pass the turn. And now Rob drew a Collected Company off that clue token. So next turn he's probably just going to pass. Now Does Daniel have a 6-land to turn on his Sylvan Advocates? Is he an Ishkana in his hand? And a Traverse the Ulven World. So it's going to get him a land. Which he's going to put into play.
Turns out Sylvan Advocate on for him.
Plays that Ishkana. Does not look like he has Delerium.
It definitely looks like he's taking control of this.
No, he does have Delerium.
He does. Great.
Oh yeah, that's a huge, huge boon for him.
Absolutely taking control of this match. He's 3 tokens. With Liliana sitting at 7, plenty of protection for her. Rob may be in some trouble.
Yeah, well, let's see how this collected company goes. There's an Avison, collected company, land, declaration in stone.
So he did bring it in.
Yeah, and he is whiffed. So no fine there on a collected company. That's bad beats for Rob. That's a bit tough. Plays another Sylvan Advocate. We've just got those graveyards on camera a bit more for you.
So Rob has the 6 lands now, so his Sylvan Advocates are 4/5s.
Yeah, and Liliana's gonna ultimate. Get her emblem. Yeah, at the end of turn, he's gonna get 2 zombies. And then they'll just grow from there. Looks like Daniel's slowly just gonna win this game.
Just overrun the collected company creature deck with exponentially growing zombies.
Yep. One out that Rob has is the interaction of Selfless Spirit and Avison. So he can play his Avison, place if he draws one later on in the game actually. So he has the Selfless Spirit now. So he can play Selfless Spirit with Avison on the board, sacrifice his Selfless Spirit, which will trigger Avison and deal 3 damage to everything, which can wipe away the tokens.
Yep.
But eventually those tokens are going to gradually come back. Daniel with many tokens on hand. He's drawn Declaration Stone, I believe. There's another way to deal with the tokens once they build up. And this is going to flip. Probably going to draw a card for Rob.
So he draws himself a card, it's another land.
It's a land, so that goes into play. Rob's going to play this Selfless Spirit. No, cracking the clue. Draws a Duskwatch Recruiter. That's going to find Rob some answers. Oh no, it was a Sylvan Advocate.
So 3rd Sylvan Advocate on the board.
That Lumbering Fault's going to be very big, but can easily be chump blocked by this growing army of zombies. Rob's down to just the 1 card in hand, which is the Declaration in Stone.
So definitely starting to get a very messy board state here with lots of creatures coming down.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel's just going to pass turn, start growing this army of zombies.
Army of zombies facing up against the Reflector Mage, 3 Sylvan Advocates. And the Selfless Spirit is there, yeah.
No good attacks here for either player. Rob's just going to pass back. And, yes, we're going to see the rarely used ability of Ishkana. So, she's going to activate and drain Rob for 4 damage. Drain equal to, target player loses life equal to the number of spiders you control. So Daniel's got 4 spiders, so that's 4 damage. That's another eventual win condition for him.
As long as he can keep those tokens alive, he can have a decent clock there. Ready to swing in with the zombies for the win when he overruns, or just keep
pinging away.
Yeah, he's just going to pass turn, get a lot more zombies.
And the counters are out now. We're running out of board space.
Rob's going to take up Nissa. She reveals a tireless tracker. That goes to Rob's hand. Likely going to play it.
Yep, he'll play that out.
That's a Duskwatch Recruiter that he drew for turn. It's 3 mana for tireless tracker. Just the Declaration in Stone left in hand now. Players are going to shortcut, but there's an Ishkana trigger there. So Rob's going to lose another 4. Daniel's now counting his zombies and counting the blockers to see how much damage he can get in. Rob also has Lumbering Falls back on defense. I'm just going to point that out for Daniel, save him some trouble. It's a bit nice of Rob.
So it looks like this game is going to be over in a very short amount of time.
Daniel's just doing math, deciding whether to swing this turn or just wait one more turn to grow his army. Activate Hissing Quagmire. This looks like an all-out swing. Hissing Quagmire is pumped by just the one Sylvan Advocate. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to swing with everyone. I believe they're just working out blocks now. Just don't want to tap everything.
Absolute mayhem on this board at the moment.
Daniel's also still got 2 clues to pump his Tireless Tracker, but this looks more than lethal.
Liliana, Emblem putting in a lot of hard yards.
Yeah, it will win you the game very quickly. Rob's working out the biggest creatures to block. And
Yep, scoop them up.
So the math works out that Rob does not have enough blockers. So we're going to go on to a game 3. So we're going to move, clean up all the tokens, fix up all the board states, and then we'll go back to sideboarding. Welcome back.
So, interesting matchup.
Yes, we saw Rob bring in at least 1 Declaration in Stone. I feel like he brought in maybe 2. He's got 3 in the board, is that correct?
Yeah. Declaration only does have 3, so interesting to see how many he brought in, I think, considering that Daniel's deck is very removal heavy to begin with.
Picking off the tokens of an Ishkana is pretty good for 2 mana. I doubt Rob really wants to use it against a Liliana emblem. I feel like he's pretty far behind, as we saw in that game when the emblem didn't have him. But it is always an out.
Yeah, it's a way to get himself another turn or 2 before that army starts to grow again.
Yeah, we saw the deadweight come in on Daniel's side. That did good work, taking down a Duskwatch Recruiter. Also fueling his Delerium a bit for his Ishkana. I doubt either player is going to make too many changes.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Daniel's just
much else
shuffled
they
up.
want to do there.
Yeah. Looks like Daniel just shuffled up and presented straight away. Didn't even look at his sideboard again. So he's got his plan worked out. Rob's taking a quick look at what he wants to do while thinking.
I don't think he makes any changes there though.
Yeah, looks like he's just going to shuffle up and present as well. So now, I'm favouring Rob on the play. What he needs to do is hit his land drops early, come in untapped and play his spells. Just play a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and then collect a company.
Just fill up that board very quickly.
That's basically what he wants to do.
How do you think Daniel can fight that off?
He's going to need his spot removal. So, Grasp of Darkness, we haven't seen it come up yet. It's a 4 in his deck. He also has the 1 Ultimate Prize, 3 Ruinous Path, 2 Languish. That's just in the main board. He has the potential for 2 more Languish in the sideboard.
Okay, so let's jump back over there and we'll get ready to see them start up. So, are players ready to go? Or?
Looks like Daniel's got his hands. A little confusing what's going on right now. We just missed something.
One of the players may have run off to the toilet.
It might be a judge call. We'll find out what's happening. Alright, so we're just going to cut back to us. So one of the players has just got a quick phone call. So they've just stepped out to take that phone call. So they'll be back in just a minute.
So you are putting Rob Blue in front here if he gets the curve that he needs?
I think he needs to hit that early stuff. Daniel, he obviously has removal in his deck, which I haven't seen it yet. He's going to really need to hit some of it just to stay in contention. But yeah, if Rob can get down early, like an early Duskwatch Recruiter, if it transforms, Rob's going to be able to play multiple spells. Rob also has Spell Caller on the play, so you can potentially nag any 2-drop that Daniel plays. Yeah, I'm favouring Rob, but Daniel has the tools to win this game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, looks like Daniel's come back.
So it looks like our players have come back, so we'll just...
We're just going to switch back to the match and watch their pretty hands present some decks. Alright, players just looking at their opening 7. Let's see, Rob has got a Spellcaller, Collector Company,
And a couple of lands.
couple lands. I think there's another spell in the back. Yeah, he's very happy. Both players keep very quickly. We're underway in the final game. Let's traverse the Ulvemob. He's going to pay a life, go fetch a land out of his deck.
And he'll grab that swamp. I'll go straight to his hand. Rob plays out the other forest that he had in his hand and passes back.
So no turn 2 play. It's a bit disappointing there for Rob, but he's going to have Spellcaller up next turn because he has the Yavimaya Coast.
And
He's kept it in the Grim Players? Okay. So you're down to 18. It gets on board. Now Rob is just going to go Tireless Tracker. So Rob's holding back his blue source just to feign the impression that he's a bit mana screwed. He's just going to play it at the last possible moment.
then probably pump off that Collector Company.
Very likely. It comes down to Liliana.
Liliana targets that creature on Rob's side, and then Daniel attacks him with the Grimflayer.
Rob takes it, so it's a Grimflayer trigger. So Daniel's going to look at his top 3 cards. And he can put any number of those into his graveyard or back on top of his deck. He's going to put all 3 into the graveyard.
All lands there, yeah?
Yeah, that looks like all land. No, that's Forest and Liliana. And I can't make out the third one, but it looks like he's now turned on Delerium.
So that Grimflayer gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so it's now 4/4. Liliana's going to take 1, and Rob's going to pass and hold up Collected Company. Alright, now this is where Daniel needs some spot removal.
Tick up that Liliana there. Attack him with the Grimflayer. And down comes the Collected Company. Let's see what Rob can find. So Reflector Mage there.
A Duskwatch Recruiter and an Absent. So he's just going to take the Reflector Mage and the Duskwatch Recruiter.
Bounce that Grimflayer.
That's a good company for Rob. And there's the Languish. Wow, brilliantly played by Daniel.
Very good. Very timely language there. Wipes the board on Rob's side.
Rob's got to reset. Rob's got Lumbering Falls, it's going to come in
And
tapped.
he lost a collected company in that last collection that just came through.
Yep, Rob's going to pass, hold up the Spell Queller, try and nag that Grim Flare. Daniel's got very painful lands. All his green sources at the moment are lateral waste. So any green spell he's played is going to cost him some life.
Oh, there's one.
That's Tireless Tracker. That's going to get eaten up by the Spell Queller.
Rob still has a clue over on the side there, I guess.
Yep, that's
So still has that option to get himself a few more draws.
I saw a Sylvan Advocate in Daniel's hand before, but now we just need to see if he has the land to play that. I think he's choosing between a tap land. Yeah, so he's going to play the Hissing Quagmire, just to set up his mana a lot better for later on. Also, next turn, he can play a 6 land and play the Sylvan Advocate as a 4/5, which plays around any Dromoka's Command's shenanigans. Rob still has the Nissa Vastwood Seer in hand.
Looks like he's going to play that out now.
Yep, it's going to get him a forest. So he's going to attempt to play the forest to transform his Nissa. Daniel has no responses in his deck for the 1 mana. No, he's
He
going to
doesn't play it, so he passes it over.
Holding up mana for representing Spell Queller. Has Summer Dismissal in hand. Does not have the mana to cast it.
So representing some kind of counter there, maybe to try to convince Daniel, to not play anything this turn so that he can set up his Summary Dismissal.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by this play by Rob. But let's see what Daniel can do. His mana is getting better now. He has a green source that's not going to cause him a lot of damage. Liliana is up to 6. So it's possible if he can protect her for 2 more turns, she can just win the game for him. Yeah, there's that Grim Flare. That's going to cost him a life. One more life for a Sylvan Advocate. And there is a Grasp of Darkness.
Take care of that Nissa.
Yeah.
Interesting choice by Rob. He'll crack that clue, draw himself a card, and that's a Evolving Wilds. I'll tap and draw again.
Another Evolving Wilds.
So 2 Evolving Wilds and a forest that I can see in his hand there. Not looking very good. But he does still have that Summary Dismissal, so he can try to keep some things off the board.
He can try it, but he's just going to lose to this board. Spellcall is probably just going to... Well, it's
Well,
only...
that Spellcaller's going to have to fly in and hit that Liliana to try to...
Well, it's only an 0-1 at the moment, because Liliana is ticking up targeting it. So, it is currently just an 0-1 flyer that is holding a Tireless Tracker in exile. So it can't even block right now. Rob's got a Reflector Mage.
He'll bounce that Sylvan Advocate.
That's smart from Rob. This way, Daniel's Hissing Quagmire isn't getting pumped. Otherwise it would be a 4/4. Liliana's going to tick up, target that Spellcaller again, to prevent any flying damage coming in. This is looking very good for Rob right No, not good for Rob right now, sorry. Complete opposite. It's looking very bad for Rob. It's very good for Daniel. He also has a Hissing Quagmire on defense, if he needs it. He's just looking at his hand, planning what to do. He's got the Sylvan Advocate in hand, which he can't cast this turn.
He also has Delerium for that flare. So any damage that he gets through is going to start triggering.
Yeah, the Flayer has trample, which is great for getting in damage. There's another Hissing Quagmire. And he's just going to pass the turn. Rob's going to need something really nice off the top here. I do see a few declarations in stone, so he did bring them all in.
Okay, so he grabs the plane after thinking about that island for a couple of seconds. Hope for something really good off the top. Hopefully a collected company or something of the like. Turn.
It was like an Elder Deep Fiend? So he did bring those in. Hands the Forest of Evolving Wilds, and yes, it is an Elder Deep Fiend. I feel like that's just a turn too late though. Yep. Daniel's untapped with Ziliana.
He'll ultimate her.
And in response, Rob is going to summary Dismissal to exile all spells and abilities from the stack.
So no emblem for you.
So that's a good play by Rob.
Finds a way to interact with those emblems.
Now Daniel can deploy the Sylvan Advocate again from his hand. And that can pump up his Hissing Quagmires to 4/4s with Death Touch.
So he's going to play out a
Ruinous Path.
possibly. Yep, that Ruinous Path comes in. That'll get him a Tireless Tracker if it resolves. Nice free Tireless Tracker there. He'll swing it with that Grim Flower. Rob's just checking if it has trample or not.
Yeah, Daniel definitely has Delirium by now. So if you can take 4, you're down to 12.
And get that Grim Flower trigger.
Yeah, Grasp of Darkness. You can't see the other cards.
So I taking one at the moment. They're just checking live totals there, making sure that they are correct. I believe they are. They've been updating quite.
Yeah, this can happen a lot with the pain lands. As in sometimes players just tap them, you don't actually need to pay life, and then sometimes that's missed. So players just checking up on that. Rob's going to fetch, he's got nothing to do. Gets that island, that's going to make his mana a bit better, not going to have to pay too much life. But using his blue spells, he can activate his Lumbering Falls a bit easier now, and he can also cast that Elder Deep Fiend without paying too much life. So 2 mana for that Sylvan Advocate. And then Traverse the Overmore with Delerium, so it's going to go probably find that Emrakul, which is going to be very cheap for Daniel.
Especially considering that Rob has used up his summary dismissal.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel has 5 card types. Emrakul's going to cost 8 mana, I think.
And with that Sylvan Advocate and a couple of Hissing Quagmires, he's got a board state with a lot of damage there. The Grim Flayer has trample.
He is representing lethal on board. But of course Rob has some blockers. And that's another Lumbering Falls for Rob. Not really what he needs right now. He can hardcast his Elder Deep Fiend though. That's going to buy Rob some time. And stop this Emrakul coming down next turn. He's just pointing out next few turns. Like, what can I do?
He's definitely in a difficult position right now.
I feel like we're going to see a passing of the turn, and Rob's going to stop him in his upkeep. Cast that Deep Fiend to tap 2 lands and 2 of the creatures.
I think it seems like the line that he's got to take to at least buy himself a turn at the very minimum. Daniel's having a quick look through his graveyard there.
Yeah, Rob's just taking a bit of extra time to think about this. Passes the turn. See if he stops him at all. No? Okay. Well, it's going to come down and get a clue for that from that Tireless Tracker.
Crack that and get another clue.
Yep, no responses there from Rob. Just that Elder Deep Fiend in hand. Can't stop that at all. And also we're getting closer to that Emrakul. Looks like she can come down next turn. Daniel's got to be wary of this much open mana. He's just going to swing with the team. Show me what you got, Rob, he says. Now, Rob also has an out of casting his Deep Fiend to tap down Sylvan Advocate and Hissing Quagmires and trying to swing in for lethal with Deep Fiend, Reflector Mage and Lumbering Falls.
Is he able to block there and keep that around?
So he can Elder Deep Fiend's a 5/6, so that can block the Sylvan Advocate. So he's cast
it out.
the Deep Fiend.
Daniel has some kind of a response.
Trigger is on the stack, so we don't know what Rob is targeting yet. Daniel's just going to give it a read just to make sure it gets everything correct. Daniel says go ahead.
Yep, tapping down those Hissing Quagmires. Sylvan Advocate. Swamp 2 for good measure.
Daniel's going to use that mana while he can to sacrifice a clue. Pumps his Tireless Tracker. The ability resolves. Those things get tapped. Sorry, Rob's just thinking through his blocks, trying to think of any outs he has. Not long left in the round, only a few games left. players are struggling for time a little bit.
Rob blocks that tireless tracker. Yes.
No, he's still thinking about it.
Yep.
He's asking how many cards in hand? 2. He knows about the Emrakul, and he drew a fresh one off the clue. Yep, so it's just a judge over there, just helping them out. Yep, so eventually damage has gone through. Rob's going to drop down to 4. The tireless tracker is going to die, and Grimflayer has a trigger to resolve.
Plenty happening here. Players are really taking their time to make sure they get their plays correct.
Yeah, it's one of the crucial turns of the game. It's very deciding. Oh, Languish.
Casts out that Languish.
It's going to cost him some life to cast. But that's going to kill the Reflector Mage, the Deep Fiend, because it has damage on it, and the Grimflayer. I don't see any outs left for Rob here now. He draws a Sylvan Advocate. That can help him. So he can play that, and he can activate one of his Lumbering Falls.
Looks like he's...
It's in a roll with him. In roll.
Judge has just informed us that it's the end of the round, so we'll be starting turns.
Okay, so Rob passes over after playing out that Sylvan Advocate.
Darren's just going to quickly count his mana, see how he can activate Lumbering Falls. Rob has no cards in hand, so Daniel just has a lethal on board if he activates both Hissing Quagmires. Looks like Daniel's seen this line.
Yep, so he activates. Oh,
Thinking about it.
it's definitely the way to victory for him there. Yeah, activate the 2 Hissing Quagmires. Swing him with everything. And Rob will extend the hand.
Congratulations to Daniel. He's taken the match 2-1. So Green Black Delerium victorious over the dreaded Bant Company. That was well played by Daniel.
Absolutely. Rob had a couple of really interesting plays there, especially hitting that summary dismissal on that Liliana trigger. It was a great play. Unfortunately, it just left him open to the lingering threat of the Eldrazi, and after a while, he just ran out of options.
Yeah, I think the game came down to the turn 4 Languish. Daniel attacked in with his Grimflayer, which baited out that Collector Company. Rob tapped out, played it, and Daniel was able to Languish, wipe the board, and leave his Liliana in play. I don't think Rob ever really recovered from that. And that's definitely what we talked about Daniel needing to do.
Yeah, they
He's just
absolutely
control that
struggled
board.
after that point.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
always playing catch up, and just couldn't quite catch up in the end.
Okay, so that's the end of round 3. We'll be back very soon with some more action.